Good morning and welcome to Mayor's Weekly. I'm pleased to be back with you for the past 2 weeks. On Filming Day, I've had to be out of town, so the result was we didn't have a presentation or information to share with you. But I'm pleased to be back, and what I shared with you and have shared with you on several occasions is that we will keep you briefed on the progress that's being made on the 4-point plan. 2 of the larger projects is building a new city hall and a sportsplex. First on the city hall, earlier in the week, we had contractors in our city walking through the old Share Auditorium, gathering information to begin to prepare their bids for rehabbing that facility for our city hall. Had a nice discussion with the lead architect on that project, and what she shared with me is that it's possible we could have construction underway in December. Now, keep in mind that's just a short time away. We think we'll see the bids in place, in place by the end of this month. We're keeping our fingers crossed that those bids will come in at a level that will allow us to go forward. We fully expect that there'll be more than we'd originally planned for. The original plan was a solid plan laid before runaway inflation and all the crazy things that have happened in our economy in the last 6-9 months. But it's going to be a grand structure that'll serve our city well. It's something we can all be proud of. It'll send a message about the pride of this community. So let's hope that the bids come in and at a level that we can work with and we can get construction underway. I would imagine from the time construction starts, the architect told me probably 18 months at the most. I really think it'll be a shorter time than that, because when she originally talked about the time frame, that included some work that the architectural firm's doing, and we now know that that work is behind us. So let's hope for a 12 to 14 month construction time. We'll keep you posted on that. The architects continue to work on the sportsplex. We think that the final plan is in place, and that will come back to our council committee to look at, approve, and then we move that project on to the bid process. And so 2023, I'm hopeful, and it will be a very, very busy year on the administrative side of this city. When you're doing contract administration on some $20 million, $25 million worth of projects standalone, that demands a lot of time, and everything else that happens in the city has to go forward. But we're up to the task. We're prepared for it, and so I'm hopeful that when we roll around at this time next year, our major projects will be nearing completion. Another thing I want to share with you, and I hope you follow our Facebook page, that is becoming a greater tool for this city to be able to share what's going on in the city. We have some very good folks working with us. We know that social media has grown by leaps and bounds, but things as they are, that has become is becoming a bigger tool for us to share information with our community about what's going on. And you may have seen just maybe a couple of days back in our solid waste department, we took delivery on a new front loader garbage truck. Now, what does a front loader mean? Front loader, this is the truck that serves the dumpster side of our solid waste pickups. You know, if you go behind this city hall, you find a dumpster. You go behind the restaurants, all businesses, you normally find a dumpster. this truck has arms that reach out, pick up the dumpster, put it into the back of the truck. And our front loader truck had a tremendous amount of use on, I should say, trucks. And so this is a very good ad. It's going to be a durable machine that'll serve us for several years in the future. Some of the interesting things about this truck, we know what attracts rodents, rats, whatever you want to call them, and the things that end up in a garbage truck are major attractants. And we've had problems, I've talked to other people in the solid waste business, that rats take up residency in these trucks, and they attack the electrical systems, and they can literally shut the truck down when they attack the critical electrical components. This new truck, the critical electric components are rodent-proof. That's going to be a plus. Has potential to add technology that the driver can determine if a business, or let me say this, a person that leases a dumpster has paid their bill. The many safety features. It has about a 14-ton capacity, meaning that it can probably run its entire route without having to go to the transfer station to unload the truck's cargo. Now, an important part about this truck, $308,000, I believe, $303,000 or $308,000. We took delivery of the truck 2 days ago, and we gave the vendor a check. Not a check of borrowed money, but money that came from monies that have accumulated in the city. I've had some people say, why you want all that money? Why you want reserve? The reason you want reserve is to be able to take care of your needs on a timely basis. We didn't have to go to the bank to find out when we borrow money. And guess what? We don't have any payments going forward. To be able to write that check for $300,000, pay for that truck, so few municipalities can do this. The vendor, when he delivered the truck, I asked him, I said, how many of these trucks do you deliver where there's not a lien holder involved? That means where people have to. He said, very few. Something to be proud of. I'm pleased that we have worked hard, had the vision to build our financial resources and be able to do those things. You know, interest expense on $300-something thousand over 7 or 8 years would be sizable. We don't have that. So go back and mention our Facebook page and encourage you to check in there. Often our folks do a good job of putting information out about what's going on in our city, and as a way of knowing what is happening. You'll see a recent post involves the truck I just mentioned. A recent post involves the contractors being in town looking at Sherry Auditorium. But it's a great way to find out. And like I said, it's becoming a bigger tool. And our plans at this point to ratchet it up even more as a tool for letting the community know about what's happening in the city. Always pleased to have you join me. I say this every time. We welcome your questions. If you get your questions to us, we'll have a prompt answer, and we look forward to being with you next week.